You clicked on this video because you want to look like a filter in real life. I'm talking even texture, smooth skin, gorgeous makeup that's matte, but at the same time soft and glowy. Kind of like a best of both worlds. Well, not to brag, but you are at the right place because I achieved just that today. I'm going to show you how to recreate this gorgeous, soft, muted pink slash nude kind of glam. It's going to help you look like a filter in real life. It's flattering and just overall gorgeous. This is honestly one of my absolute favorite makeup looks that I've done in a while. I'm so obsessed with it, and I can tell you right now, I'll probably be going back to this video myself to recreate it. So get your pen and paper ready because we're going to break this down. Beginner style tutorial on how to recreate this. The art of looking like a filter starts before the makeup even begins, okay? I mean skin prep, skincare, all that fun stuff. So you want to make sure that your skincare is done at least 10 minutes before you go in with anything else on your face. For me, I did my skincare before I even did my hair, so it's been a couple hours. And the skincare is now all seeped into my skin. You don't want a base that's too heavy with skincare products because then your makeup can peel, it won't absorb into your skin properly, it will just be a mess. So skincare, at least 10 minutes before. For my skin prep, there's one product that I have not been able to stop using, and that's the Ilia Beauty Base Face Milk. It's the perfect lightweight milky texture and sits so beautifully underneath any makeup. It is not heavy at all and also just leaves your skin looking very nice and glowy. The skin on your face isn't the only thing that should be looking like a filter. If you're wearing an open shirt, this is going to be the best hack ever, okay? Make sure that you use body makeup. I swear it makes the biggest difference. I personally love the Westmore Beauty. This is their all over complexion perfector, and what I like to do is just take some and apply it all over where I want some coverage. Then with a nice big brush, just start blending that in, not forgetting your neck. Your neck is just as important. And immediately that gives you glowy, even skin. I feel like this is almost like an illusion. If it's nice and even here, your face is gonna look even more even and filter-like. I'm gonna go in with a setting spray and set that all over so that it doesn't transfer onto my shirt. Now, in an ideal world, we all have perfect skin, no pimples, no redness, no nothing, just nice, gorgeous, flawless skin. Fortunately, this is reality, and that is absolutely not the case. Right now, I have like a crazy breakout that is just slowly getting worse over time, not better, and we need to cover it up. If you suffer from breakouts or redness, a potted concealer is going to become your best friend. These always have the creamiest, best kind of coverage. My favorite one right now is the Sigma Spectrum Color Correcting Duo. Okay, so this is a color corrector, not a concealer, but I don't know, it works like a concealer too, okay? But if you couldn't tell that I like this, here's your proof because she has been used. I like to mix these two shades together on a small brush and just begin covering up any redness that I have. This doesn't have to be perfectly blended. It can be visible. We're going to be covering it up anyways. And once everything you want gone has disappeared, we can now move on to the foundation. My personal foundation of choice is always going to be the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Foundation. I have been using this foundation for years, like honestly around 7 years. This has been my go-to. She just never disappoints me. And the way I like to use this is apply it onto my hand, warm it up, and then slowly begin building it up on my face, blending it little bit by bit. I don't like going directly onto my face because I feel like sometimes you just have way too much product that you would actually need. I typically use a beauty blender to blend it out because I feel like it just gives me the best finish. Mid blending, I realized I didn't even freeze my brows, which I typically do before I go in with any foundation, so rewind that a little bit, okay? Before you put on foundation, do your brows, especially if you're using an eyebrow wax like I do. So we're gonna see how this goes because I've already put foundation on my forehead. I love the Bae Brow Styling Wax personally. I feel like it holds my brow hairs down and they last all day, which I love. I like to grab some product on a brush and make sure it's dispersed on every single hair of my eyebrows. Every single hair of my eyebrows. Every single hair on my eyebrows. On every single eyebrow hair. This also gives you an instant facelift. I also like to take it an extra step and use my fingers to lay everything nice and flat. Then with the edge of the same brush, I use it to shape the eyebrow in whatever shape that I wanted. And then you want to take a pencil that matches your eyebrows or your hairs and start filling in any sparse gaps that you see. And thankfully that did not mess up our skin at all, so we can move on to the next step. Now we are going to move on to concealing, and you should honestly own two types of concealers. One that is way too bright for you and one that suits your skin tone to a T or is as close to your skin tone as possible. My two favorites are on the pricier side, but I absolutely love them. For my brighter concealer, I love the Huda Beauty one. And for the one that matches my skin tone more, it's the YSL. This one is the Touche. I don't know how to pronounce that second word. Sorry. Eclat? That one. I'm gonna go in with the brightening one first, only using this for my under eyes. While that sits, I'm gonna go in with the YSL one, focusing this on the areas that I wanted to cover up even more and basically anywhere else. For me, that's gonna be my forehead and around my chin. And now with a concealer brush, this one is my absolute favorite for blending concealer. It's the A506 brush from BK Beauty. I just literally go in and begin blending it all out. I blend out the YSL concealer first and then go into the Huda Beauty one for my under eyes. When I use a brush, I like to use these little tapping motions instead of just like streaking it on my face, because then I feel like it won't blend properly and it's gonna be too noticeable. So literally tap it in as if you would a beauty blender, dragging this down the nose and up the temple. And whatever's left, I'm just gonna go over my eyelid. Don't be scared if it's too harsh. This is a very trust the process kind of moment. Next, we are going to contour, and to really get that flawless finish, I find that a liquidy contour works best, specifically the Charlotte Tilbury contour one. This one has been my favorite by far, but I feel like a cream one would also do really well. One thing I've learned is to not apply this directly to my face. You want to blend with intent, okay? And when you got too much product on your face, you're just putting yourself in a bad position. So what I like to do is I like to take this and apply some to the back of my hand, and then on a little angled brush, just buff some in and begin blending it on your face. I like to focus on this area right here, so like a 3, and with a light hand, begin adding that on. Doing it like this really gives us control, because now we can just go back in and add more, and it's really hard for you to have too much product on your face. For my cheek, I like to see where my cheekbone is, so like here, and add it on top, and add some on the jawline to really snatch that face. And I feel like this really just gives us a nice sculpted look that looks natural. It doesn't look heavy, and that is the key when it comes to looking like a filter. You don't want any harsh lines. Now I'm gonna take a tiny little brush like this and use that to contour my nose as well. I like to take this up to the brow bone, really blend that into the skin and make it look as natural as possible. If you do have any harsh lines that you kind of want to get rid of, just go back in with a beauty blender and very lightly tap them in. Now it's time to go in with a blush, and my favorite one is the Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tint Shine. This leaves a really nice dewy finish, and I absolutely love this shade of pink. And again, I'm not going directly onto my face with this. This is going on the back of my hand and then on a brush. A personal preference of mine is to keep my blush high, because I feel like it really lifts the face. So I like to go from around here underneath the eye and up into the temple. Now, one of the most important purchases you're going to make in your life when it comes to your makeup is the powder. This is the make or break, the filter or no filter decision maker. A good powder will have you looking flawless all day long. It will hide your pores, texture, everything. And my favorite one right now is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder. I use the shade Cupcake, and it is magical. Honestly, this is my absolute favorite one. I don't think I've used a different powder in a while. If I'm going out, I know that this is something that I can absolutely trust in helping me look absolutely flawless. I like to grab some on a little sponge like this, make sure it's nice and even, and I love using this for my under eyes and all the way down across my chin. This is perfect to set your eyelids too. This is the powdered side, and this is the one without. I use some on my forehead too to get rid of that shine. When it comes to powder, make sure that you're using little tapping motions as well. You don't want to drag your makeup down. Now, of course, we want our makeup to sit nice all day, so we have to set the other products as well. The contour I'm going to set with a bronzer. This YSL one gives the perfect finish and also doesn't leave streaky lines. It really looks very natural. I like to pick it up on a fluffy brush like this and begin blending wherever I put the contour. I like to use a sweeping motion. With any excess, I go over the top of my nose. Nothing too intricate or detailed. I just like a little bronzy nose area. And over the top of your blush, you want to go in with a powder blush that's a similar shade. For me, it's this One Size One in the shade Yes Sir. And I feel like this base combination gives you the perfect flawless filtered skin look. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. Your makeup will look like it's makeuping, and it will look flawless. You can also go over the top with some highlighter if you really want a more glowy finish. And that's typically my routine if I really want to look like a filter. Now for the rest of the face, you can go ahead and freestyle however you want. But if you want to know how I achieve the look at the start of the video, I'm going to show you. I go back into the bronzer with an eyeshadow brush and use this to kind of contour my whole eyelid. Then with an eyeshadow stick, I focus that on the inner corner and then the top of the lid for that really glittery feel. This one is from Glossier in the shade Rhodey. I feel like my makeup is never complete without an eyeliner. I'm gonna go in with this Lawless black liner and just draw myself a wing. Not forgetting the inner corner of the eye, I go in with a black pencil. Add on some mascara. Instead of going in with a full lash, I'm gonna opt in for a half lash. I feel like this gives the nicest natural results. These ones from Ardell are my favorites. These are in the style 435, and I like to focus them on the end of my eye to really give that elongated look. And now to finish the look off, I'm gonna go in with the Lawless lip liner. This is in the shade Nude Honey, and overline my lips a little bit. Then with the Lawless lipstick in the shade Platinum, I'm gonna dab that in the center of my lips and go over the top with the Kiko Milano lip oil in the shade 03. Setting everything with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray to make sure it's all nice and locked in. And I think we're pretty close to looking like a filter in real life. The hair just really brought this whole look together. I mean, look at how she's sitting right now. I think that this hair and makeup combo together is just literally chef's kiss. Like this I want to look like this every day. But let me give you guys a little close-up of the skin. The powders really did their job at making this look as flawless as possible. It's matte, but at the same time it's still glowy. It's like the best of both worlds. I feel like personally this is the perfect soft girl glam. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Maybe you picked up some new tips, maybe some new product recommendations. But for me personally, this has literally been my kind of go-to makeup look, especially for like an event or something. The products, the technique, it literally never fails me. So as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you have any more video ideas, drop them in the comments.